Tim Hortons as a political
Primal
prop is a
Canada,
cop-out. The fact that
Nelson,
Tim Hortons isn't even
how are you?
Canadian anymore. As some
Always
other
looking
people have
out with
mentioned
peace,
here, he
love,
should
and
be going getting
blessings.
second
And I'd
cup.
like to apologize for my
Some other
previous language.
Canadian company.
Imitation
I do
is the
get a little
highest
heated
form of
sometimes.
flattery, but you cannot believe
But
them.
this is for anybody
My
who didn't
friends,
catch
it
this
is not
earlier or
realistic
yesterday.
that we would believe a party 60 days before election suddenly reversing itself on absolutely everything. If you
We're
want
watching Moose on
conservative
the
policies, you will have to vote conservative.
And it's the Polyev rally. It was amazing.
Take the carbon tax. Take the carbon tax. Yeah, and you know what to do with it.
Right?
Before the tariff threats, we were talking about a carbon tax election. But now with these threats, I have to concede I've had to reflect on whether it is a top-of-mind issue. And after much reflection, I have concluded that the carbon tax will be an even bigger issue in the coming election than we thought. Combining Trump's tariffs with Carney's carbon tax will decimate our industries and destroy the jobs of our workers. The worst liberal tax of all has been the carbon tax, championed by Trudeau and his economic advisor Mark Carney, whose only complaint was that the tax was not high enough. Now he plans a pre-election trick. Next month, just days before he calls the election, Mr. Carney will pause the carbon tax, hide it out of sight so that you won't see it for the duration of the election period. And the media will tell you, forget all about it until the election is over, at which time, God forbid, if he were reelected, he would bring in a much bigger tax that has no rebate whatsoever. He said just a few days ago that he doesn't want to, quote, axe the tax. He wants to change the tax.
Right out of the horse's mouth.
Right. He will take the change right out of your pocket.
Every last penny.
The carbon tax increase comes April 1st. So if Carney is able to push the election past that point, say he gets support from Jagmeet, that increase comes, it just makes Carney look worse and worse and worse as time goes on. So it's very likely that Carney will call an election immediately after he is appointed the Prime Minister of Canada. Carney's trying to hide the carbon tax. He's going to slip it under the rug. And as Pierre said here, he's just going to bring it back. He's going to bring tariffs on everything. And how well do we think that'll go over with Donald Trump?
They're doing everything in their power to agitate and irritate
take every industrial job from Canada.
Our partners
they will be
down
popping
south.
the champagne at the Trump Tower when the Carney carbon tax comes in. Our industrial towns will become ghost towns if Carney gets his way.
Mark Carney is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This guy through Brookfield Asset
Everybody
Management,
needs to pay
as Pierre
attention,
mentions
man.
in this speech, was buying and supporting
We can't
coal
have
from
this guy
America,
in our
UAE
government.
pipelines,
We can't have
pipelines
this guy in
Brazil,
our
but
country.
not pipelines
Never mind,
in Canada.
man.
This is a guy with a company producing 159 million metric tons of CO2, equivalent to 1/3 of Canada's entire production, wants to put a carbon tax on us, but not his company. No, not his company. His company's good enough to make hand over fist cash, but not Canadians. But Canadians have to suffer for his net zero green climate agenda. This madness must end. This madness must not go forward. Check out this clip here by Brett. It says Mark Carney says that his weakness
Listen to this
is
right
that
out of
he's
his
an
mouth.
elitist and a globalist. But that happens to be exactly what Canada needs.
My strength is I know how the world works. I know how to get things done. I'm connected. I can deliver for the country. My weakness is, people will charge me as being elitist or a globalist, to use that term, which is, that's exactly, it happens to be exactly what we need. My weakness as a politician is I've not been a politician, right? So
I'll show you what we need, buddy.
Into, as you observed,
come on now.
The point was right, but the delivery was. I'm working on it.
Hard pass on Mark Carney. Most dangerous man in Canada at the moment. Pray people are not stupid enough to fall for him.
The coming election will decide whether Canadians want Mr. Carney's sneaky, job-killing, inflationary carbon tax, or whether they want to axe the tax for everyone, for real, forever, with the common sense conservatives.
Yeah.
This whole situation is just proving that liberals will lie and do anything possible to try to hold on to power. They're not standing by their ideals.
We got our eye on you, though, Phil, man, because you're still part of the blob, buddy. Sorry to tell you. We have faith, but
Now, I know Mr. Carney's
we
going to
gotta
try
be
to
cautious,
plagiarize
man.
my policies right before the election. Policies
Everything's
he
just
has
too
long
crazy not to be
opposed.
cautious.
But don't believe a word. In just a few months ago, did you hear about this? Mr. Carney moved his company headquarters to New York,
Of course he did.
Donald Trump's hometown, shifting jobs and investment into the U.S.,
Right.
just like Trump wanted.
Hey.
He opposed pipelines in Canada while his company bought
Let's
them in the
boost
Middle East. He supported
the
Trudeau's
American
carbon tax in
companies
Canada
and
while he
American
profited
business.
off of investing in coal
But I
in
love
the United States
Canada.
of America.
I grew up
He
in
put his
Edmonton.
profit before our people. Carney cashed in, Canadians lost out. If he wins, Canada loses.
You heard that, yeah? If he wins, Canada loses.
But Canadians will win, and we will do it with a new Bring It Home economic plan. We will bring home our jobs, investment, and companies and break our dependence on the United States. We will unleash a fierce free enterprise economy to bring home control of our economic future from outside forces. We will stand on our own 2 feet, be masters of our own destiny, and be in charge of our own future.
So in contrast here, we got this buffoon, Mark Holland. When I see our flag,
Oh, I
think of
hate
Terry
this guy,
Fox
man. I
running
hate
down
these
the road
people.
to give others hope. Oh, please, you guys remove Terry Fox from the passport.
And I know
This
hate's a
guy here,
very
Captain
strong
Made,
word,
wanting to push his
and I
policy
try
on
not to use
anyone
it.
going through hard times.
But,
Only a couple
man.
of years ago, you said the fringe minority represented the Canadian flag as you invoked the Emergencies Act. And your
NDP
goons
liberal
literally stomped on the
traitors.
flag. How did you forget about that?
They're
We're going
traitors
to,
to our
two
country.
solitudes by bringing everyone in this country together. And there's no more important moment than when you become a citizen as an immigrant to this country. It's a precious inheritance. I've been to some of these beautiful
Right.
citizenship ceremonies. They're very emotional. Most immigrants used to take the
Think of
entire
one
day
who
off so they
knows
could celebrate and take
firsthand.
pictures.
I was 2 when I came.
Yet the Liberals, since COVID, have been phasing them out and instead replacing them with online ceremonies. They're even working on what they call click citizenship, where you become a citizen by clicking online.
It's absolutely
The
ridiculous.
citizenship oath is a special
It's absolutely
moment
ridiculous.
and should
man.
not be a simple administrative
No.
nuisance like renewing your driver's license. My government will restore in-person citizenship ceremonies.
Absolutely, man.
And we will add the following words to the existing oath. I pledge gratitude to those who worked, sacrificed, and gave their lives to defend the freedom I now enjoy and to build the country I now call home. Like the people before me, I pledge to fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen.
Amen.
Yeah, that's well said right there. That's what we need. We need Canadians that want to be Canadians because of our country, not just trying to take advantage of our system or coming for free medical care. Embrace our policies and don't try to push some religion to wipe out all other religions in this country. Not coming here to
Imagine
protest
me,
in our
right?
streets and wreak
Me.
havoc and cost us money, but to want to be here and not have unwavering allegiance to another country and not value this one. By all means, people loving the country they came from, but they need to put Canada first. So we're not done here with Mark Miller. This Ezra Levant here saying, he said it's unpatriotic of Pierre Poilievre to
And I don't
say
mean that in a
Canada
bad way,
is
'cause I've
broken.
always loved
Lance
my
Miller
country.
told Trump that our border is not broken.
Is it your representation
I've
that
just not
President
always been
Trump
the
that
fucking
border is
nicest
not
guy
broken?
growing up.
Well,
you know?
I think what we have to
I was kind
understand
of a
with
shithead.
President Trump is, does he want a border or doesn't he want a border? If he wants,
Is it broken or not? You've said it's
Dealt with
Canada's
my
not broken.
share of
he wants
trouble,
a
believe me.
51st state. He obviously doesn't want a border.
But I love
We
my
need to
country,
secure in our
see,
own national
because
interest, the border. That's what I've been doing as the immigration minister. And
it's
the 2
fair,
years that I've
just
been doing it.
what
I think
was.
Yeah, he's
It
really been
was.
securing it. That's why he didn't have police checks on all these people he brings in, and now we have outrageous amounts of terror lords in our country.
We've shown. an
Now we
incredible
got
decline of
clowns
people moving
like
north,
this
south.
to deal
We have a
with.
challenge of people coming
You gotta be
into Canada,
joking,
asylum
right?
seekers coming into Canada, and that's the U.S. That's the U.S.'s job, and that's what I communicated.
It's
to
an
Tom
insult to
Homan when I
our
spoke to him directly.
intelligence. That's
having a border that
number
is well
one,
managed. Our southern
top of
border,
my
their
list.
northern border is on both our national interests.
Extreme
And that's what I'll continue
insult
to do.
to
That's
our
what the Minister of
intelligence
Public
because
Safety
these people,
Is it
every
Europe?
single
What's
one
in our
of them,
national interest
is
not just
retarded.
Random asylum seekers who are unvetted coming into our country. Look what just happened in Germany. Can't really cover the story, but an Afghan asylum seeker used a car to drive over a bunch
To
of
plow down a whole
younglings
bunch of
and
citizens,
other
man.
people, and now
Innocent
those
people.
are gone. And in response, J.D. Vance, the vice president of America, goes there and absolutely ripped the Germans and a bunch of the
Good.
EU in a very powerful
Yeah, that was a
speech.
good speech
now they're
too,
all
man.
whining and complaining about J.D.
Just
Vance
tore them
calling
up.
out
They
what's
didn't-
actually going on over
they
there.
didn't even know
It's
what
all
to
these
say.
woke, stupid,
There was a
broken
couple
policies,
claps.
letting in
How
unvetted
these
people, no
leaders-
security checks. Like, these
They're
people are deranged what
dumbfounded.
they're doing to our societies. Mark is looking
At a
for
loss
Baton
for
to
words.
slip on tonight. The woke groomsman who pretends to be Minister of Immigration, this clown botched the file and ruined Canada.
Yep.
On this episode of Far Off Ripoff,
they're all retards, man. They botched everything.
Leadership and action for
They've done
Indigenous
nothing
women.
but
In Nepal,
rob us.
The project seems to enhance climate rights of Indigenous women and girls in 2 of 3 districts, these ones here, in the middle of the hills region of Nepal, establishing an innovative fund to support local climate action initiatives, training of government officials on
Oh my God.
gendered effects
Look, $2
of
million.
climate change,
Another $2 million
and
down the
barriers
toilet.
to climate action for Indigenous women and girls.
Right.
I'm sorry, what exactly is
What?
gendered effects of climate change? Well, this is nonsense. Are these people actually receiving this money, or is it going into
Of course.
some fund
No,
that someone's going
it's going into somebody's
after they
fucking
lose the next
pocket.
election?
Pardon,
We've
sorry.
also got this one here: feminist
Sorry.
solutions to climate change-driven food insecurity.
I get passionate.
$4.75
What do you
million
want?
dollars. Project aims to address Iraq's poverty reduction and food insecurity in Iraq through an integrated approach to agricultural development. Why are we not spending $4.75 million on our own citizens who've paid taxes to this country? Instead, their tax dollars are getting exported to Iraq to supposedly pay for climate change-driven food insecurity in Iraq. This can't be double-checked. These line items can't be verified. This money just goes out the country and it disappears and supposedly goes to these things. And sure, if we were stinking rich and our citizens
I have
were
new
all
girls
taken
coming
care
soon,
of,
too.
we want to help Iraq's food insecurity. But we're not
My
in that
new
position.
babies.
Our taxpayers are suffering, yet we've got Justin Trudeau sending more of our money out. This was just last year, and this is still ongoing
at
to
that.
2027.
$4,750,000 for
forensic audit of all of this.
more
stuff. We need
garbage.
Doge in Canada badly, or as some of you are saying, the Moose Program Ministry of Overspending and Efficiency. Whatever it's called, it doesn't matter. We need to have a forensic audit on all this
Yes,
nonsense.
we do. We
Here's
need
another
our
example
own
of what's
version
going on
of
in
it here,
Canada. We've
man.
got 213 kilometers per hour. Security vehicle was stopped by the Toronto police. 19-year-old driver from Brampton charged with stunt driving. He received a 30-day license suspension. There's just no penalties really for anything. 30 days? Going over double the speed limit? More than double. Same with all the goons, the gangsters, the home invaders. There's no punishment for criminals in this country. Real punishment. Take away his license for a year. He'll smarten up after that. As this guy said, take away license for 5 years. Who needs to go over 140, but 160 or 213 in these weather conditions? Exactly. 213 in these conditions is basically saying you don't care about other people's lives on the road. Canadians have been waiting and waiting for an
Anything
election.
happens,
Everyone's
you're
burnt
killing
out,
somebody
tired, waiting.
and
This is
yourself,
the moment to
or
really
just
spur on
yourself,
people,
but
get people
still.
excited that we're taking
Like,
back our country. This
come on,
is our
man.
moment
Are you-
to get Canada back.
Right?
A clogged liver makes
Oh.
thin women look fat.
That's Primal Canada. Have a good night. Be safe. Be healthy. Be wise, aware, and free. Much love.